Hi and welcome. I hope that you are all doing well, and thank you for joining me on my cross-stitching crafting journey. I have a confession. Of course, I always kind of feel like I'm confessing every time I start one of these videos. But I actually filmed, today is Monday, and it is, I don't even know what day exactly. Hold on, let me check. Get my handy phone out. It's Monday, August 13th. And I did record my FlossTube video for my second 5-day segment in Arbitrary August on Saturday. And somehow it got lost in the ether. Couldn't find it. It's not on my SD card. It's not somehow in my camera memory. Maybe I didn't hit record. I don't know. So I am going to try to do this again. I did record some daily segments, and I recorded daily segments right up through yesterday, which was Sunday the 12th. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert them, and then I'm going to come back just like I did in my first Arbitrary August video segment. So, yeah. Have you ever had a day like that? I went to edit the video and it was gone. And then I still didn't have my my tractor back to do my lawn, and my lawn is out of control now. I swear my house looks deserted if you drive by it on the street. So I decided, okay, I'm going to try pulling out my gas mower, because I know my electric mower would just choke. The grass is too long, and there's too much of it. So, been at my shed, pulled out my push mower. Now, I haven't used my push mower in 2 years. And it's got the pole start on it. And I'm 5 feet tall, and I'm 59 years old, and that has never been easy for me. And I haven't used it in 2 years. Thinking, oh, probably spark plug's bad, oil's probably bad, everything's probably bad. Didn't have any gas in it, so that was good. At least I didn't have to worry about the gas. So I checked the oil, and I topped it off a little. I know, probably bad. If anybody knows about engines, it's probably bad just to top it off, but anyway, topped off the oil, wiggled the spark plug, pressed the little button on the front that pulls, like suctions gas in through the carburetor or whatever it does. I said, okay, here we go. Don't know about the air filter, didn't look, don't have one, so couldn't do anything about it anyway. Pulled the cord twice, and it started. It's real slow and sluggish sounding, but it started. So I did a couple of pushes on it, and it died. So then there's like this little switch in the front, and I think it's like the kind of like a transmission thing, choke. Opens it up or closes it. So I did whatever it was, pulled it to the right, and it revved it up quite a bit. So I managed to mow a path from my house to my garage door, and then I did my backyard and the small side yard. Okay, so that was after losing my video. And then I decided, okay, I'm hot and sweaty because, hey, it's hot and humid here in New York still, and I need a shower. So I go up to my bathroom, get ready to take a shower, and the faceplate that controls the drain plug, yeah, I took that off because that wasn't working, because the water wouldn't drain out of the tub. So I get a screwdriver, go downstairs, get a screwdriver, come up, unscrew those screws, pull it off. And it was so old that the bolt that the weight hooks on had sheared right off. So I pull it all up. Luckily, my granddaughter and her boyfriend were here, so I handed it to them and said, here, take this down and see if you can get a replacement for me. I said, because if I drive down there right now, somebody's liable to call 911, because that was looking pretty rough. So they did. I gave them some money, and they went down and they got the faceplate for me. And I hooked it all back together, and then I thought, well, you know, I got the screwdriver up here, I might as well clean the drain. So, yeah, I did one of my least favorite jobs. I cleaned the drain. One of the joys of being a single person, kind of, single adult person household. Yeah. So I did that. So then I got in. We won't go into my granddaughter using Splat to dye her hair, and me using a half a gallon of bleach trying to get the dye stains out of my shower. We won't go into that. I did that first, hence knowing the drain thing wasn't working. Yeah. Anyway, yesterday was one of those days. But everything was okay in the end. Yeah, hey, no sweat. So today, being Monday, August 13th, I figured it is a good day to have a new start and do my FlossTube video again. For real, I hope. So, I hope you have a coffee. I hope you're having a good day, or a tea, or a cold drink of your choice. Personally, I have my SeaWorld mug that has a whale on it. I intend to have a whale of a good day. Yeah, I am that kind of a person. Anyway, enjoy the clips, and I will be back after. And I'm going to show them all right up through yesterday's. Today is going to be a start with a clean slate. So I will be back. Well, good morning. This is the first clip on day 6, I think, of Arbitrary August, if I could get my brain to work. And I thought I would take a moment, since Kitten had jumped up to sit with me, and show you, if I can, Wally's nemesis. This is Miss Kitten. She's actually a very nice kitty, and very loving. And she and Wally just don't like each other. I just don't like Wally. No. But that's Kitten. And she is beautiful. Now I'm going to put her down, so I can get on with the business of what's in my cross-stitch hoop. Okay, well, I can't find my picture of Mini Cheshire Cat. But here is, find the top. This is as far as I got. I have made a mistake, and I need to find it and then get back to this. But anyway, that's where I stand with that. See, I showed you Miss Kitten, and now she's decided she's got to supervise me, because she's right here. Right there. Right there you are, huh? There you go. I'll let her sit in my lap. The fur does fly, especially when she and Wally are agitated. Let's see. So then, for yesterday, the random number generator selected Halloweenies by Plum Street Samplers. It's the second Dachshund sampler I've done. I did jeans and weenies previously. So now I will show you. I showed you a clip in my FlossTube video where I was when I started this again, or when I picked up on it, I guess. And that's where I've gotten. Not much further. And I've made a bit of a mistake. I got carried away listening to my book, so I have to go back and make that flower in that actually crosses the front of the fire hydrant a little bit on this side. But yeah, that was a nice easy 310 DMC 310 stitching. There's lots of 310 in this piece, so I'm looking forward to going on with today. And I believe, I don't even know what's on my agenda for today? Just a minute and let me check. Okay, I'm keeping my list and my 5-day projects in this bag. So let me see. Here's my list. And it says today is the Patriotic Angel. Okay, so this is a really small one. I hope that I can get this one done. I can't show it to you because all I have is the chart. It's out of a book that I have, an old book, and it is just on a piece of tea dyed or coffee dyed, anyway. I think that's fiddler's cloth, and that's where I stand on her. So I will be picking up on her today, and she's got a few little stitches in the background. I think those are in her wings. So I'll show you how far I get with this and what my next shade that I work on is going to be. Well, and today's piece on, let's see, don't even know what day it is, August 8th, is Nora Corbett's Gwen. And I've worked on it for a little while today. I kind of got a late start because I had found another piece that I wanted to stitch on. So I think I showed this where this stood in my last video. So I kind of worked a little bit coming down here, did a little bit in here, and I did in some of this. Lots of 310 black BMC, yay. But it's good, and I will probably work on this a little bit more later tonight. So still plugging away with Arbitrary August, and I also, instead of starting Cats at Halloween, I realized that I'd had my own chart, Jabbar, that I hadn't worked on in a long time, and Jabbar is full coverage. It's actually a chart I made of a picture of one of my cats. Jabbar lived to be, I don't know, nearly 20 years old, and he was a great old cat. He was very tall. You can see Miss Kitten's ear coming in. And very stately, gray and white cat. He was really beautiful. So I've been working on this chart, and this is where I am right now with Jabbar. He was funny because there's no black in this chart at all. Lots of grays and light blues and pinks and purples, because he was definitely a gray and white cat. And he had a pink nose, and he had this coal like around his eyes. It was really beautiful, very loving cat. So I just got the urge to work on this, and I worked on it, you know, quite a bit. I filled in around his muzzle, and I got some of this part done over here and some of the dark gray around his eye here. So yeah, this is my full coverage piece that I worked on today, and I would really love to finish this. I really love it. So Patriotic Angel. I did work on this yesterday, and I suppose I should show you where she stands. I actually, just on a big piece of fabric for a little tiny stitch. I finished off the bottom of her skirt, and I've started up her wings. I think they come up a couple of more rows, and then she also has hair that I have to put in still, and but I think she's going to be really cute, and she'll make a really sweet ornament when she's done. But she's also kind of a full coverage stitch, so yeah, this is a fun stitch, and it's a small one. It's just a lot of stitch. Anyway, that's it for me for today. It's another hot, rainy day here. could tell I'm tired. I want to yawn. But we're doing good. Oh, I should show you a picture of my cats at Halloween because I may work on this a little bit tomorrow. I haven't decided if I'm going to pick this up or if I'm going to stay with Jabbar. But this is a Leslie's Cats at Halloween, and it's Leslie Ann Ivory, because she has a lot of really cool cat inspired charts, and I really like this one. And I think I started this during 13 for Halloween last October. Can't swear to it, but this is some, I think, 25 count Lugana, perhaps. Yep, 25 count antique white Lugana. And this is all I have done. This is part of this upper corner. So, and this is 1/1 full cross. So let me hold that up so you can maybe see it better. That's what that looks like. And let me take this picture out of here. And it is part of just this upper corner here. So, yeah, really a pretty stitch. So, that's it for me today. So, have a good night. Hi. Well, I think I already did this blog post once, or vlog post once today, but I must not have hit record, or it didn't record to my SD card or something. Don't know. So here I am doing this again. Yesterday was the day that I worked on my Marvel superhero stitch from my Stitchland Etsy, and it's fun. And I showed in my FlossTube video, which don't tell anybody, I still have to edit and upload as of today. I'm working on the Hulk. And I showed in that FlossTube video where I started from. So I will show you my very little progress from yesterday, because I only got another part of a color in on Hulk. And I was enjoying my stitching, but I don't know, I had a bit of a headache and I just couldn't see the holes very well. So it's okay, I got a few stitches in. I remember how much I like this piece, and I will definitely be going back to it. So that's a good thing. Let me put this back in the bag, and I will show you what I did work on yesterday. Since I had a headache, and let's see, can you see through this if I turn this over? Oh. Alright, so what I actually did was I did some beading, and it's another gray rainy day here in New York. I'll put a little more light on. Let me turn this one on. Yeah, brightens it up a little bit. So I worked on another one of my beaded polymer clay faces, and this is kind of a very shiny mica marbly face. It has a little gray or silver in it, but you can't really, I don't think you can see it that well, but I may put some paint on it or draw on the face a little bit. I haven't quite decided, but I really did feel like doing some beading. And so this is another, it's got a bail, a beaded bail, which I've really enjoyed. And of course on the back there's some tan felt and a pin, so it can be used as a scarf pin, a lapel pin, a hat pin, a bag pin, or it can be put on a cord and worn as a necklace. And I really enjoy doing these, and I was really enjoying these colors, the silver and the white and the gray, the cloud gray. So that's what I worked on yesterday. And I wanted to show you the other way that I use these. Move my pattern out of the way. I will just put this one down there. This is one of my placemat bags that I've made using AC Moore placemats. And this is my patriotic one. And so I've used one of my face beads, a different size one. And this one doesn't have the pin back. It's just got a piece of felt on the back, a black piece of black felt. And I sewed it onto my project bag. So it's beaded, and I thought that looked like the earth, kind of an earth face. Let me see if I can bring it down a little bit, still keep it in frame. So, yeah, I thought that kind of looked like the earth. And to stabilize it, I just sewed a white antique button on the other side of it to give it stability. And then line it back out. And then I just close it using an elastic band around it. And it keeps everything nice and secure. So they have a lot of uses, and I really enjoy making them. Okay, and so for today, I will be working on, this is Sunday, August 12th, and I'm going to be working on His Name is Jesus. And I showed this in my FlossTube video, so I won't go too in-depth with that, but I will show you my status again. This is the beginning status on this piece. And I love this fabric, and I can't even tell you what it is off the top of my head. Something like a fiddler's cloth. It's really nice. And the stitching looks really good on it. I am very impressed. Now I am going to pick this up today. I still have words like Christ and Messiah and Eternal Word. And I think I'm going to do those in like a gold, either petite treasure braid or krynic. And I do still have a bunch of other names of Jesus to put in. So this will be the stitch that I work on today. And I love working on this. I think it's beautiful. This is my own color choices, and I'm very happy with that. So I will work on this for a while today. So I hope that you are having a wonderful stitchy time, and that your Sunday is treating you well. And I will be back tomorrow and show you how far I got with His Name is Jesus. Okay, so I think that I had pretty good stitching time. And I'll show you what I got done on His Name is Jesus. Yesterday was not a good day. Not for me anyway. But I did get some stitching done. I got this part of peace done because this is going to say Prince of Peace. And then I started in down here and I got God in. This is going to say God with us. And I did that mostly because to get those phrases in gives me starting space for other things that are left. And so I'm enjoying it. It's coming along. And I don't know, I might work on it a little more. That's the thing with doing all these different pieces every day, is I just want to work on each one of them. And I want to keep working on them. And it is becoming very difficult for me to stop and say, okay, enough. You gotta move on, because I don't want to move on. I want to stick with it. I want to get more done. But that's on every single one. Okay. So, I'm hoping that when I did my clips, I showed you my extra stitching that I was doing, because the extra stitching that I hope I showed you was on my personal chart that I created of my cat Jabbar. And I'm showing him because I loved him. He was a fabulous cat. Yep, I miss them all. But some of them are memorable, really memorable. And he was my dad's cat to start with. So then I also got my Guardians of Notre Dame, my August Guardian. And I'm using my Wally needle minder. Don't know if I showed him. But I did get the other side of the frame done, and I did start putting in the pink Guardian there, who's chewing on another stone. I don't know, would that have been an attacker? I don't know. I mean, the Guardians had to be guarding for some purpose, right? So maybe it's a foe. I don't know. Yeah. So then, I guess all I really have left to tell. See, I'm all discombobulated because I had it all done, and now I'm doing it again. So anyway, the days coming up, I think I have 3 days left coming up, because the 6th day, the 12th, no. See, I don't even know what I've shown. Let me pause and I will be back. Okay, I'm back. This has kind of been a hot mess week for me, if you can't tell. I've had my grandson Key in here. So we've kind of had a hectic house, and my whole routine is on end. So we're just gonna march forward like the good soldier that I try to be. So in my clips, a couple of days were missing. One of those days was when I stitched on a country garden, and that was the day after I stitched on Gwen. Now, a country garden is another one of those very ancient whips. It's from the not a Just Cross Stitch. It's from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. This magazine is just so old. I'm amazed that being stored the way it has been with my piece, that it isn't disintegrated. This is July, August 1988. The magazine was $2.95 back in the day. And it's Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. So, and I remember when I showed this in a whip parade, I think, that someone had commented that they'd done one of these stockings for one of their kids. Yep. So anyway, I did 2 of the 3 gardens. I did Colonial Garden and the Victorian Garden, and right now I am working on the Country Garden. And I did do a little bit more on this. I did mostly what I did was I worked in bringing this bush down further. I worked some of the confetti for flowers. I put in some of the white flowers. And the next time I pick this up, there's 2 little birds up here and some back stitching that I might do. This open white spot is actually a pair of white gardening gloves that need some back stitching. Yeah. So I actually did quite a bit of stitching on this. You just can't tell because it's all pretty much pixelated stitches. But, yep. I'm not giving up on it. It is what it is. I love it. And someday I might even finish it. Oh, and I just turned a page to put this into the book, and I found the horse that I did. So I will show you the horse head. This one's finished and framed. I did this for my daughter Rebecca, only I did it on pink fabric. Yeah, that came out really cute. See, it's amazing what you see when you look back. And I can look back pretty readily. So, put that one away. And then the other one that I don't know what happened to the clip was the day that I worked on Barbara Anna Designs A New World Part 5. And that's what that piece looked like. And this was a stitch along, and it was McKenna who started it, and it was like, I think one of the first stitch alongs that she did. And Part 5 is the only one that I picked up. I really like it. It has some beautiful colors in it. And I'm doing it on 32 count limestone linen. And if you know me, you know I very rarely stitch on linen. It's not that I can't stitch on linen, it's just not my favorite fabric. And that's what that looks like now. I filled in some of the ships. Did the flags, got some of the people in, did the waves, started the blue seahorse that's over here. Yeah. And at some point, I'll work on it some more. I guess it's one nice thing about times like Arbitrary August. Hi Sarah, Stitch and Mommy started this, and you can find the hashtag Arbitrary August on Instagram too. Haven't been good at posting pictures either. But it gives you a chance to look at some of the pieces that you have in progress and just enjoy them again. So that's always a fun thing. So after after Part 5, then I worked on the Marvel piece, which I showed in a clip, so I won't rehash it. And then I showed you where I was on His Name is Jesus in a clip I did today. So yeah, so now I will show you what I have coming up the rest of this 5-day period. Aren't you glad you tuned in? Should make everybody feel good about the way their day is going. And I hope this puts me back on track. Gives me kind of a cleansing breath and makes things go right. Okay, so the next piece that I'm going to work on, which will be today, is a Prairie Schooler, and it is called Misfortune. And let me get her out of her bag. This is what Misfortune looks like. Out of 3371. That lucky number 13. Witches and bats and all kinds of things. And if you've been with me, you know that I'm changing up colors. I'm even using some of that dreaded DMC metallic and some of the satins that I don't think anybody uses very frequently because they're really kind of, I don't know, nasty to work with. And I did make a list of the flosses that I'm going to be using, and that I started it on October 13th of 2017, and it was part of 13 for Halloween last year that Cowgirl Kate, Paints Aplenty, started. And I'll show you where I am on that piece before stitching it at all today. And that's what it looks like. So you can see the lime green, and you can see some of that orange, and that 13 is in the gold metallic color. Yeah. So I will do some more on this, and I will show you in a clip. Excuse me. I am going to try, never say die, I am going to try to pick up where I left off and do a clip and show you the status tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, I will be working on a spirited mandala, which is out of a Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue from 2011. And that's what that looks like in black and white. The original called for Gloriana silk in aubergine, and it was on a 14 by 14 piece of 32 count Voodoo Belfast linen from Picture This Plus. Nope, I'm not doing any of that. I am using a piece of probably 18 count Aida that I dyed myself. And that's what the piece looks like right now. And the floss I'm using is a variegated Coloris in 42-45. Lots of beautiful purples and navy blue. And I love the way it looks on my piece of orange mottled Aida. And I think that was part of the 13 for Halloween stitch also. Okay. A spirited mandala. And then I will be working on Away We Ride. Away we ride, dark as pitch, to find the home of the Wicked Witch. And it's Blackbird Designs. And it's leaflet, and that's what that piece looks like. Also from 13 Days of Halloween. Started last October. I don't think I got terribly far on this one. Let's see if I can find a piece. Yep. It's a fairly good sized piece. And I got all the windows done in the home of the Wicked Witch. And I substituted flosses, and these are some of the colors I chose. And you can see some of them are variegated. I used some color and cotton flosses. And the house itself, this floss here, I think is the fairy ring from Color and Cotton. And let's see, what's the gray I used? The gray I used was a Coloris, I think, and it was 4,000, and that's what I'm doing the outline in, and it's got some browns and grays and some dark yellows in it, because you can see that in like the outline for the windows and doors, that it's variegated. Well, I'm not sure you can see it, but it's on a piece of coffee stained Aida that I did myself. Another piece I'm looking forward to getting back to and stitching. Let's see. Maybe I just had that in there. Perhaps. Some pieces I have in Ziploc bags, some I have in project bags, and some I just put in a page protector. You never know what you're going to see when you look at my stuff. Okay. And then I have, the next day is going to be Who's There? And that's another Prairie Schooler. It's part of this set. I think there's 3 of them. The other one's Knock Knock, and I'll be doing that one too later on. But there is Who's There? The Owls and the House. And I don't think, yeah, I haven't decided any changes there. And that's as far as I got back in the 13 for Halloween, was that part of the haunted house by the cemetery. Is that a cemetery? No, it's just a haunted house. I guess that's a picket fence. So I'm going to have lots of Halloween stitching coming up. And I think that that is as far as I go for this segment, which is good. So that's the end of this. Clean start. Tomorrow I will be doing the follow-up clip on Misfortune to show you how far I got, and we will pick it up from there. So from still gray and kind of drizzly, rainy New York, be well, be courageous, and be kind, and be colorful. So until next time, God bless, happy stitching. Bye.